You think you've seen defeat? You think life can knock me down and keep me there? Let me tell you something, you can't defeat me. Not because I'm invincible, not because I've never lost, but because every time I fall, I rise. Every time I stumble, I get stronger. Every time life tries to bury me, I grow roots and come back harder. Listen closely. By the end of this talk, you won't just feel inspired, you'll walk out with the fire, the tools, and the mindset to make defeat a myth in your life. So, buckle up, let's get to work. True strength isn't about never falling, it's about rising every single time. Challenges are not the enemy, they are the opportunities that mold you into something greater. Every storm, every setback, every difficult moment in your life is a test. And the purpose of that test is not to break you, but to build you into the person you are meant to become. What separates the defeated from the victorious isn't talent or circumstance, it's resilience. It's the refusal to stay down. Think about it. Life is unpredictable. It throws punches you don't see coming. You might get knocked down, blindsided by something you never expected. That moment can feel like the end. It can feel like the world is caving in on you. But here's the truth, falling isn't failure. Staying down is. Falling is a chance to get up and get stronger. Each time you rise, you prove not only to the world, but to yourself that you're capable of overcoming whatever comes your way. Imagine a fighter in the ring. They don't win because they never take a hit. They win because they refuse to stay on the mat. Every hit they endure, every moment they're down, builds a deeper hunger, a sharper focus, and a stronger resolve. That's what an unstoppable mindset is. It's about knowing the fall doesn't define you, the rise does. Challenges are not roadblocks, they are stepping stones. Think about the greatest people in history, the ones who inspire millions. Their stories are not tales of smooth sailing or effortless success. They are stories of relentless perseverance. They faced impossible odds, crushing defeats, and moments where everything seemed lost. What made them legendary wasn't the absence of difficulty, it was their refusal to let difficulty defeat them. When you adopt this mindset, something incredible happens. You stop fearing challenges. Instead of running from the storm, you run into it. You stop seeing obstacles, problems, and start seeing them as opportunities to grow. This shift in perspective is where real strength lies. It's the saying, this won't be easy, but I will get through it. I will rise again. And let's be clear, this isn't about pretending things don't hurt or acting like everything is okay when it's not. It's about acknowledging the pain, facing the difficulty, and then choosing to move forward anyway. Strength doesn't mean you don't feel, it means you don't quit. When you live with this mindset, you become unstoppable. Not because life gets easier, but because you become better. You train your mind to see every challenge as temporary, every setback as a setup for a comeback. You don't wait for circumstances to change, you change yourself. And when you do that, when you rise over and over again, you discover the truth. There is nothing life can throw at you that you can't overcome. True strength is in the rise every single time. That's what makes you unstoppable. That's what makes you unbeatable. You can't defeat someone who refuses to stay down. Every single person experiences pain, physical pain, emotional pain, the pain of loss, rejection, failure. It's universal, unavoidable, and at times unbearable. But here's the truth about pain. It isn't just something to endure. It's a tool, a weapon, a source of power. The difference between those who crumble under its weight and those who rise above it is in how they choose to respond to it. Pain can break you or it can make you. The choice is yours. Think about a muscle. When you work it, when you push it to its limit, it tears. The tearing is painful, but it's also necessary for growth. The muscle repairs itself, becoming stronger, tougher, and more resilient. Your mind, your spirit, and your character are no different. Every moment of pain you face is an opportunity to grow. It's an invitation to become stronger than you were before. But let's be honest, when you're in the middle of it, pain doesn't feel like growth. It feels like defeat. It feels like the weight of the world is crushing you, and there's no way out. In those moments, it's easy to believe that the pain defines you, that it's permanent. But the truth is, pain is temporary. It's a moment, a chapter, not the whole story. The key is to embrace it, to lean into it, and use it as fuel to push forward. Pain is also the greatest teacher you'll ever have. It shows you who you really are. It strips away the superficial, the excuses, the pretense, and reveals what's underneath. When you're faced with pain, you discover your limits, and then you learn to surpass them. You find strength you didn't know you had. You develop resilience, determination, and grit. You become unshakable, not because you've avoided pain, but because you faced it head on and come out stronger. Some of the most powerful people in history, the ones who've left legacies and changed the world, were forged in the fire of pain. They didn't let it stop them, they let it shape them. They used their struggles as stepping stones, their scars as reminders of what they'd overcome. Their pain became their power, and it can be yours too. Here's the key: you don't run from pain and you don't let it consume you. You use it. When life throws challenges at you, Take that pain and channel it into something productive. Let it drive you, motivate you, push you. Let it remind you that you're alive, that you're fighting, that you're growing. Pain is proof that you're in the game, that you're not sitting on the sidelines. When you learn to turn pain into power, there's nothing you can't overcome. You stop fearing challenges because you know they're just opportunities in disguise. You stop resenting setbacks because you know they're setting you up for a comeback. And you stop letting pain control you because you've learned to control it. Pain isn't the enemy, it's the key to unlocking your greatest potential. In life, the one thing that's entirely within your control is your journey. Everything else, circumstances, people's opinions, and external forces can influence your path, but they don't determine your destiny. The only person who can truly steer your life is you. Taking full ownership of your journey is the first step to becoming unstoppable. When you claim responsibility for your life, no obstacle, no failure, no challenge can define you. Only you have the power to shape your story, and that's where true freedom lies. So many people go through life waiting for the perfect moment or blaming others for where they are. They make excuses for why they haven't reached their potential, why they're stuck or struggling. But here's the harsh truth. Your excuses are holding you back. They may seem like valid reasons, but they're not. The longer you point fingers at everything outside of you, the longer you stay stuck. When you take ownership, you stop looking for reasons to stay where you are and start creating reasons to move forward. Taking ownership doesn't mean everything will be easy. In fact, it often means you'll have to take hard, uncomfortable steps. But the moment you take full responsibility for where you are in life, whether it's where you want to be or not, you unlock the power to change your circumstances. Ownership means you stop waiting for someone else to fix things or for life to hand you an opportunity on a silver platter. You become the architect of your own success. You recognize that every choice you make, no matter how small, plays a role in shaping your future. It's also about recognizing that setbacks are part of the journey, not the end of it. Life will throw curveballs and things will go wrong. But when you own your journey, you don't let those moments define you. You learn from them, adapt, and use them to propel yourself forward. You understand that the road to success isn't linear, and that's perfectly okay. What matters is your willingness to keep going, your ability to pick yourself up, and your determination to continue no matter what. Taking ownership also means letting go of the victim mentality. It means recognizing that while you can't control everything that happens to you, you can control how you respond. No one else is responsible for your happiness, your growth, or your success. You are. When you accept that responsibility, you stop blaming your circumstances or other people for where you are, and you take action. You stop asking why me and start asking what can I do next. It's a mindset shift that empowers you to take charge of your destiny. The moment you step into your power, you'll see the doors of opportunity open. You'll discover strengths you didn't know you had, and you'll realize that nothing and no one can ever stand in your way as long as you take full ownership of your journey. When you stop waiting for external factors to change and take control of your path, you become unstoppable. The road to greatness is yours to build. All you have to do is claim it. Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It's not about having a moment of inspiration or hitting it big in a single breakthrough. True greatness is built brick by brick through consistency. It's about showing up every day whether you feel like it or not, whether the results are immediate or not. It's the relentless pursuit of improvement, no matter how small the steps, that leads to extraordinary results. People often look at successful individuals and think they're lucky or gifted, but they miss the one thing that separates them from the rest: consistency. The power of consistency lies in the fact that it's not about having the perfect plan or the perfect conditions. It's about the decision to keep going, even when things get tough, even when the immediate payoff isn't clear. In the beginning, you might not see any visible progress. You might wonder if the effort is worth it or if you're just spinning your wheels. But here's the truth: progress isn't always linear. It's often slow and steady, accumulating over time in ways you can't immediately see. But every time you show up, every time you commit to the work, you're laying the foundation for something greater. Look at any success story and you'll find a common thread: perseverance. Behind every accomplishment, there are countless moments where the person wanted to quit, where the obstacles seemed insurmountable, where failure knocked on their door. But what kept them going was the decision to stay consistent. They didn't wait for motivation to strike. They didn't wait for the stars to align. They simply kept moving forward, one small step at a time. Consistency doesn't just apply to your work. It's a mindset that permeates everything. It's showing up for yourself, for your goals, for your dreams, even when there's no immediate reward. It's choosing discipline over excuses. It's understanding that the road to success is not a sprint, it's a marathon. And like any marathon, it's the steady, persistent effort that wins in the end. When you embrace consistency, you start to develop a rhythm. Even on the days you feel uninspired or fatigued, you learn to push through knowing that each day contributes to the bigger picture. Success isn't just about having a breakthrough moment. It's about having a million small breakthroughs that add up over time. When you commit to consistent action, you begin to develop habits that propel you forward, making it easier to keep going, even when the going gets tough. This is where the real magic happens. Consistency compounds. Every effort you make, no matter how small, builds on the last one, creating momentum. It's this momentum that eventually propels you to levels of success you once thought were out of reach. The key is to trust the process, to believe in the power of small steps taken over time. If you focus on consistency rather than immediate results, you'll find that the results come faster than you expect. So if you want to create something meaningful, don't expect a magic moment of success. Embrace the process. Be consistent. Keep showing up. Keep putting in the work. And understand that greatness is not about doing it all at once. It's about doing this consistently every single day. And eventually, you'll see that the results you've been working for were always just around the corner, waiting for you to take the next step. Failure isn't the end of the road, it's simply a part of the journey. In fact, failure is one of the greatest teachers you'll ever have. But here's where most people get it wrong. They see failure as a final destination, something to fear and avoid at all costs. They let it define them, paralyze them, and ultimately stop them from moving forward. The truth is, failure is an enemy. It's an essential stepping stone on the path to success. Every time you fail, you learn. Every time something doesn't work out, you discover a better way, a more effective strategy, or a stronger mindset. What matters isn't whether you fail, but what you do with it. Do you let it defeat you or do it teach you? It's in the moments of failure that we gain the clarity to move forward with greater determination. Failure isn't about what you lose, it's about what you gain if you're willing to learn from it. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking that success is a straight line, that there's a perfect path to follow with no detours or setbacks. But life doesn't work that way. Every successful person has faced failure, often multiple times, before they reach their goal. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't the lack of failure, but their ability to bounce back, to rise again with more wisdom and more resolve. Reframing failure is key to mastering it. Instead of seeing it as something that holds you back, start seeing it as a sign of progress. When you fail, it means you're pushing your limits, stepping outside your comfort zone, and attempting something new. That's where growth happens. If you never fail, it's a sign you're not challenging yourself enough. Growth comes from the trials, the mistakes, the moments when things go wrong. It's those experiences that shape you in person, capable of achieving great things. When you fail, don't internalize as a personal flaw. You are not your mistakes. Failure is a temporary setback, not a permanent state. If you choose to see it as an opportunity to improve, then it becomes just one more step on the path to your goal. Those who succeed are the ones who don't see failure as something to fear, but as a necessary part of the process. They've learned how to embrace it, how to stand up after every fall, and how to keep moving forward with even more focus and determination. When you face failure, remember that it's not the end, it's the beginning. It's the foundation upon which you'll build your next success. Every failure is another lesson, another opportunity to learn, grow, and get better. What defines you is not how many times you fail, but how many times you rise. So next time you fail, don't see it as a roadblock. See it as the fuel that will push you toward your next victory. Failure is not something to fear or avoid. It's a vital part of the process. Embrace it. Learn from it. Keep moving forward. And when you do, you'll discover that failure isn't an obstacle. It's the secret weapon that helps you reach new heights. When you know your why, you unlock a power that goes beyond motivational willpower. Your why is the core reason you do what you do, and it's the driving force that pushes you forward even when the going gets tough. It's not just a goal or a dream, it's a deeper sense of purpose that keeps you anchored even in the face of adversity. When you understand your purpose, when you connect to that inner driving force, you become unstoppable. Without a strong why, it's easy to get distracted, discouraged, or defeated. The world is full of distractions, challenges, and setbacks that can easily derail you. But when you are clear about your purpose, when you know exactly why you're working so hard, why you're making sacrifices, and why you refuse to quit, you develop a focus that nothing can break. Your why acts as a compass, guiding you through even the toughest of times, and it gives you the resilience to keep pushing forward when everything else tells you to stop. Purpose is the difference between simply going through the motions and truly living. It gives everything you do meaning. When you wake up with a clear sense of purpose, you're not just showing up for the day, you're showing up with a mission. Every challenge, every obstacle, every failure becomes part of the process, part of the bigger picture. Your purpose gives you the ability to reframe setbacks and see them as temporary detours rather than permanent roadblocks. A powerful why connects you to something greater than yourself. It's not just about achieving your personal goals. It's about something bigger, something that drives you to make an impact, to improve the world around you. Whether it's your family, your community, a cause you believe in, or even a vision for your own legacy, your why becomes your motivation to work harder, longer, and smarter. When you have that deeper connection to your purpose, it becomes the fuel that propels you forward, even when the road gets tough. Living with purpose also gives you a sense of fulfillment that can't be found through external validation. When you know your why, the external rewards, the praise, the accolades, the money becomes secondary. Yes, they may be nice, but they don't drive you. What drives you is the satisfaction of knowing that what you're doing matters, that it aligns with your values, and that it brings you closer to the life you're meant to create. Your why keeps you grounded and motivated, no matter what happens on the outside. The strength of your why is also the strength of your resilience. When you're connected to your purpose, when you truly believe in the importance of what you're doing, you can face rejection, failure, and criticism without losing heart. Your purpose gives you the emotional strength to bounce back from setbacks and keep moving forward. It's not about having everything go perfectly. It's about staying committed to your purpose no matter the obstacles. So, if you haven't yet defined your why, now is the time to do so. Reflect on what truly matters to you, what inspires you, and what drives you to go when the world tries to knock you down. Your why is your foundation, your anchor, your fuel. When you know your purpose, you don't just survive, you thrive, and nothing can stand in your way.